In this video, I'll teach you guys how to create a simple round system. So this will be comprised of the countdown system, loading a map, unloading a map, teleporting all the players, and displaying the time. So let's get started. Okay, so here I have a blank template. So first, let's make our countdown system. So let's create a script in server script service. And let's make a variable for the time or the countdown number. So say local capitalized time, or else I'll reference the time library equals, let's say 20. In order to make the time count down, we say while true do. And then let's subtract the time by 1. So we say minus equals 1. So this will subtract the time's current value by 1. Also, we may have to make sure we add a cooldown. So we say task.wait 1. And let's also print time, so we can display time. So let's run the game here. And as you'll see, they'll count down by 1 each second. But a new problem arises. So once this counts down to 0, it'll go into the negatives because we don't have anything to stop it. So let's add some checks within this while loop. So we can actually replace the true with task.wait 1. So this loop will wait every second, and time is greater than 0. So this will make sure time doesn't count down into the negatives. Let's just replace 20 with 7 so it's quicker. So we'll run the game. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And as you'll see, it hasn't counted less than 0. Now I would like to put this in a function so I can do this for like the round and intermission and stuff. So let's remove this part, and we're going to make a function. So we say function count down. And we're going to add a seconds. So this will be a number. So this will set the time value to the seconds, and then it'll count down. Let's just format this real quick. So we're going to set the time equal to the seconds, set time to 0. So this is our system for the countdown. And how about we add a number value? So this will allow any other scripts to get this value. So how about we just set the time to this value? So actually, let me name it to time, and we'll say workspace dot time, and let's change the time to value, and then time that value, and also time that value here. And say let's count down to say 10 seconds. So let's run the game and let's look at our value here. So we'll say 8, 7, 6, 5, 2, 1, and then it'll stop. And we can add other countdowns. So we'll say like maybe 7 seconds to 1, 0, and we'll go 7, 6. So next, let's add the map system. So let's a map here. So we're gonna make our lobby. So just make it whatever color and material, and we're gonna make a 1x1 part. So just type 1, and this will be our spawn location. So we'll name this spawn. We'll make it red, make it neon, make sure King Collide is off, and we're going to put this in a folder. So we'll do Control-Alt-G, and then we'll call this lobby, and let's put it over the spawn here, just like that. Maybe just put it to 1, and then we're going to duplicate our lobby, and then we're going to put it over here, and then we're going to call this our game map. And let's also make another one. So just duplicate this one, and we'll name this game map 2. We'll name this one game map 1 and call this one game map 2. And let's just differentiate these. So we'll change the color of the base here. So I'll make this green. For this one, I'll just make it blue. So here's our 2 maps. And in server storage, we're going to make a folder of all these maps. So we're going to name this folder maps. We're going to take our map folders and we're going to drag and drop them into the maps. So back in our script here, let's get the maps folder. So local maps equals game get service server storage dot maps, and we're going to do get children. You'll see why here soon. So say grab a random map. So we'll say function get random map. And in this function, we're going to make a math.random. So we'll say local random index equals math.random. And they're going to do 1 and hashtag maps. So this will pick a random between 1 and the number of instances within the map folder. And then we're going to get that map folder because we're just getting a random index or number here. So we'll say local random map equals the maps, and then we get the random index, and then we're going to clone this, because say if your map is going to change something, or and it would take a lot of code to reverse it to its original state, so I'd just recommend cloning it. And let's also make a variable here for maps. We'll say map equals nil. So we're going to set the random maps parent equal to the workspace, and we're going to set the map variable here equal to the random map. So this will change it to the current map that's being played. So how about we do this 8? How about we actually rename this to load map, because we're loading the map, so let's change this to load map. So this will load the map, so we'll run the game here. And then after 7 seconds, our random map will appear in the game. Now, we haven't done anything to end the round. It's just going to stop here because we don't have it doing anything else afterwards. So how about we unload the map? So we'll go in here. So say function unload map. We're going to do if map. So saying that this is not nil. Then we're going to destroy the map, the current map, so the random map. And then we're going to set the variable to nil again. So we say map equals nil. And then let's do unload map. So right there. So let's play the game here. 5, 4, 1. And then the map is going to load in. And then after 7 seconds, the map will unload. So how about we put this in a while loop? So while true do. So this will allow the game to fully loop and play over and over. So what are we going to do about the player? We're going to make a function for teleporting all the players. So let's say function teleport players. So first we're going to make a loop through the players. So say for underscore. We're using underscore because we're not really using the index. And then we're going to do player in game.players get players. So this is basically like get children, but we'll reference the value as a player do. And then we'll do if map, then this will make sure the map is in nil. Then we're going to get the player's character, and we're going to pivot them to, the map, and we're going to get the spawn part that we made and its C-frame, because a pivot to needs a C-frame. So if there's not a map, then so we're going to pivot them to the lobby because the game map hasn't been loaded. Let's say workspace.lobby.spawn.cframe. So right after loading the map, we'll teleport the players, and then we'll do teleport players right after the map unloads. So let's play the game here. So once our time goes off, we'll be teleported to the game map, and then we'll load in. And after about that much time, we'll be teleported back to the lobby area. And one more thing, so you may notice that we can't really see the time if we're playing the regular Roblox client. So what we're going to do is create a screen GUI. We're going to add a local script, and we're going to add a text label. So this will display the time of the game. So we'll just do that. We'll scale it out so we can see it good. And we're first going to get the time. So we say local time equals, and we're going to do workspace wait for child time, because the server side instances won't load as fast as the player's client. So we do wait for child, and we'll do time get property change signal value. So this would detect when the value of the time number value changes. Connect function, and let's actually get this label here, and then we're going to get it here. So the local time label equals script.parent.time label, and we're going to set the time label's text equal to the times value. So now if we play the game, as you'll see, we have our time value counting down just like the value here. So it's synchronized pretty well. So we have our game here. It'll go back and it will restart. So that's my basic round system. If you found this video helpful, leave a like. And if you really like these videos, you could go ahead and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later.